Hello there everybody, and welcome back to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Season 3, we're now at Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one from Baku, I urge you to go back and check that one out before you come here and check this one out. As usual, this is your last chance to do so before spoilers. Well, we really activated our championship fight in the last race by taking a win. Here in Canada now, we intend to carry on that momentum, build on what we started in Azerbaijan, and get straight back into this championship fight if we can. Q1 then, we were second quickest, only slower than Max Verstappen, who was on a beast of a lap there. And now we go into Q3, and unfortunately the heavens have opened and it is going to be wet. But we have historically got pole round here in damp conditions before, so I don't see why we cannot do it again. I believe in Season 2 was when we last took pole round here in the damp conditions, so I'm trying to do the same thing again. In fact, this has actually been quite a solid lap so far. 2 purple sectors, a little bit wide there though, but if we get on the throttle in the right time, we can get a very good exit. Sometimes going out wide and getting a better exit, especially in these conditions, can really work out for you. Heading down the back straight now. We're heading towards the chicane. What is this lap time going to be? Clip that apex, clip that apex. Beautifully done. And now we sprint for the line. Are we quickest? Well, we were quite comfortably quicker there, but I still feel like I could go even quicker than that. And wow, that last chicane, we took that well, didn't we? Is this lap going to be even quicker? Yes, it is. And we didn't even set a purple final sector, but in the end, we didn't need to. It is another pole position in Montreal. Can we translate that into a second win in a row? I'm hoping so.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions. And watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Joker lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Button, Pierre Gasly and Hamilton, Norris, Perez, Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda, Sainz, Leclerc, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi, Vettel, Ocon, George Russell and Nicholas Latifi, Joe, Mick Schumacher, Markelov and Nikita Mazepin. And now it's time to head down to the
35 laps in this race, and what can we do here? It is lights out and away we go. I've come across to defend from Bottas, but Verstappen's got away very well. And Gasly has gone full on beast mode down the inside there. And we've tagged him. And Gasly getting up to second. The virtual safety car is out for reasons unknown. We tagged Gasly as he took a dive around the inside and then went round my outside. Gasly, like I said, just activating beast mode off the line, and as a result is now in P2. End of the first lap then, it's Verstappen, then Gasly, followed by me, trying to cover off Bottas as the Red Bull and AlphaTauri start to pull away just a little bit, but I'm in P3 so far, so not entirely discouraged, but still going to try and push for victory. Last season, obviously, it was taken by Sebastian Vettel. I'd like to go one better than the second place I took here last season and get that victory. So first things first, let's try and hunt down the two leaders purple last sector there, but Verstappen still taking the fastest lap of the race. Our first target then is Pierre Gasly. And we look behind us to see where Bottas is. He's over a second behind, so we're relatively safe from him. Fastest lap then, and a dive up the inside to try and take the position of Gasly. We've gone wide, we've allowed him space, and Gasly holding it out around the outside, then getting us back on the inside. Gasly not giving this one up easy at all. We're now going to try and go for the inside here if we can get the run on him, but Gasly able to pull out that little bit of a gap that he needed so that we couldn't just dive him up the inside. Gasly doing some great defending here, but this is now putting me back into the clutches of Bottas. Not what I need, so I'm having another look up the inside again, but I went in too tight and Gasly just covered me off there. He shut the door to show me that there was no way through there. I tried going around the outside of the second part, but it just wasn't happening. And Pierre doing an excellent job to hold the position. But I'm getting a little bit anxious now, getting a little bit desperate to get the move done as I dive up the inside there. And I'm not going to make it round the... Is Gasly going to come back round the outside? I didn't think I was going to make the corner. Gasly still on my left. Bottas right in my rear. What's going to happen as we hit the brakes here? We are ahead of Gasly then, up into P2. Right, time to hunt Max Verstappen down as Gasly's now got a run on me. He's going round the left, on my left, and Gasly getting the place back. I'm going down the inside of the hairpin to get that place back. Damn, what has Gasly had for breakfast this morning? Because it seems to have supercharged him. I've now got Bottas and Gasly coming at me. I can only cover one. I choose to cover Bottas because I do not want to lose two places. And Gasly getting past me as I've now nearly lost it out of the chicane. Too busy trying to fight off two of them. And I've lost many positions now because Norris has got up to third, Bottas fourth, and Jenson Button round the outside of me there is in fifth. I'm trying to take the place back off him, but Button getting ahead of me. So that was not what I needed at all. I need to get back past my teammate. Made a little bit of contact with him there actually, but we're going to go diving down the inside. I've got a warning for the contact with him, but we have got back past Jenson Button. Next up then is Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris, and they're fighting over third. And this time we don't nearly lose it at the chicane like we did when I was too busy trying to watch Gasly fight off Bottas at the same time. We're going to dive down the inside of Bottas into turn one. That move is not on, but we're now going to try and go around the outside of two. Try and get on overtake, see if it gets us a better run out of there, and it just doesn't work. That move, 1 in a million, will work. It didn't work that time, but we're right in the rear of Bottas now. Are we going to have a dive up the inside here? Yes, we are, and Bottas, well, he's forced to give us room. We'll have a collision there. Right. Now up to Lando Norris in P3. Seeing if we can get the McLaren on the straight. But that McLaren straight line speed is quite high. So I doubt we'll be able to do it on this straight. However, if we can stay very close to him out of the chicane, I think a move into turn one might be our best bet. And in fact, that's what we do. We nail the chicane, taking all of the road and a bit more. And now we're coming right onto the rear of Lando Norris. We're going to dive down the inside. And that is P3 back over. I've gone wide. And Lando trying to go around the outside. But we've cut that off. And Bottas, seeing that Norris had lost momentum there, taking full advantage of that and moving into fourth. But this is the point we make our first pit stop. And as you can see here, we are having a front wing change, which is going to set us back a bit, but it would also explain why my pace isn't what it should be. And I reckon I did that damage tagging Gasly at the beginning, hence the virtual safety car, because of the debris right on the racing line. But we're now down behind some cars that we shouldn't be, but we were able to clear them once they pitted. You know, we didn't waste too much time pushing and racing them, as there was very little point in doing so. And now we're back behind Perez and Norris, who are battling amongst themselves, which is good news for us because it means that we can capitalise on this. Lando Norris now my first target, and I'm setting another super quick lap here. It does go on to be the fastest lap of the race. Norris and Perez just in front of me now. What can I do about them? I think Norris, if we can get a run out of this chicane here, We'll get a nice little dive up the inside of the left-hander, one of our favourite overtaking positions. And here we go, down the inside of Norris, and Norris having to dive out of that one, and he gave us plenty of room up into P6 for us. Next up is Sergio Perez with a very brave dive down the inside of the chicane. I think Perez kind of jumped out of the way, confused that I was even attempting that overtake. But that is P5 for us. Next up is Bottas and Button. And they are battling amongst themselves, I do believe. And that is another way we can try and take advantage. Because once again, they're more focused on each other, not noticing the rocket ship that is myself behind them. And my car is feeling like a rocket ship now. We're the fastest on circuit. And I am trying to push for all my life's worth to get back into the top 3 so that I can go after Gasly and Verstappen, who are still the front 2. Button very squirrely out of that corner there, and that's enabled us to get close and dive down the inside, and our teammate doesn't make it too difficult for us. Thank you, Jensen. I owe you big for that. But now we're going to get after Valtteri Bottas in P3. And now we're going to have a look down the inside. Bottas covering the inside, but we're going to go around the outside. We've got very little room to do this move, but you know what? We had all the room we needed to complete it. We got down the outside, completed that move, and here comes Jensen. Oh no, that's a replay of us. I thought that was Jensen Button going for him there. That's a replay of my move there, just literally using the width of an F1 car that Bottas gave me. Right, we're now up to P2 and challenging Pierre Gasly for that second place, going down the inside of the final chicane and sweeping round the outside of the final part, getting Gasly's position off of him there. That is P2. And I paused there because I was confused by my own commentating. But we have taken P2 off of Pierre Gasly, and now we are hunting down Super Max. Max Verstappen leading the race, and we are bringing that gap down. But what's going to help us even more is the safety car has just come out, and I'm not quite sure why we have a safety car. In fact, we've got, I think that's a Mercedes slowing down there, Hamilton slowing down, and an Alpine has just ploughed into him. So Lewis Hamilton there with a front right puncture, and the Alpine just slams into him, losing his front wing. Not sure which Alpine that is, and I don't even know why he continued after that. You'd think he damaged his front wing right by the pits. You'd think he'd pit in, right? But anyway, the Canadian Grand Prix resumes with the safety car coming in. Max Verstappen is going to be a sitting duck here because we have nailed that restart. We're going down the inside. Verstappen trying to hold it out now. He's got the inside line, but we're going to sweep around the outside. And I said that move is 1 in a million. Well, we've just done that 1 in a million. That is the move I've been trying to make on Gasly, which didn't work, but it worked on Verstappen. Right, we're now watching Sergio Perez, who is having an engine failure here. That is rotten luck for Checo. He wasn't having the best race anyway, but Checo's engine failure putting him out of the race. And that is a big shunt going on behind there. What has happened there? We've lost an Alpine and a McLaren, as both of them have just whacked. Well, the Alpine whacked into Perez, and the McLaren whacked into him. We're going to see an Alfa Romeo charging in as well. He's going to be minus a front wing at least. So that's a secondary safety car, which means we're having to nail a restart, which we have done. We are leaving them for chips. Verstappen might have a cheeky look, but we've already got away from him by just about enough to prevent him from doing that. But wow, what a weird incident. And it's not the first time we've seen that in this game, where a driver has had an engine failure and then another driver or multiple other drivers have got into it and it's ended in a bit of a pile-up. But it is what it is. Anyway, our race pace has really helped us today. We didn't have the best of starts. We lost a couple of more positions a few laps later when we got squirrely and nearly lost it out of the chicane. Had a front wing change, but my race pace here has been excellent. It's allowed me to recover, and then we nailed that second restart, getting past Verstappen, and that really was all she wrote. We've got 6 seconds clear, and you know what? This championship fight is well and truly on. We won in Azerbaijan. We win again in Canada. 2 in a row. Get in.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
You can't fault the performance on the track today. A well-deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
Well, I crashed the car on the line, getting way too overexcited with my weaving there, but we'd already crossed the line and won the race. And you know what? I am proud of that one. We were on pole position, got the fastest lap, and the race win. That is what I call a Grand Slam. And with 26 more points, it really does help us in the championship fight now. And I feel like we've really now got the car to put in this championship charge. Albeit a bit late, but hey, better late than never. And Lewis Hamilton didn't even make the points after that puncture. So that's even better news for us. Verstappen and Gasly then getting second and third. Pierre driving an incredible race. Then it was Bottas, Button in fifth. Norris, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Vettel and Sainz. I really feel like, I don't know, I feel like we need Jensen to try and get into those second and third places though, in order to help us in the Constructors' Championship. But right now, the Drivers' Championship hunt is on, and I am now 24 points off the championship lead. Before Azerbaijan, we were around about over 50 points off, and it wasn't looking great. But then we've taken 2 wins in a row. Lewis didn't score here, and as a result, we are now less than 1 race win outside of the championship lead. And I feel like the fight has just well and truly ignited. If it hadn't in Azerbaijan, it is now a roaring fire here, and I have brought myself into contention. I'm really thinking moving forwards that we can challenge for this now. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to like and punch the subscribe button if you are new here and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, look after yourselves. TTFN guys, ta-ta for now.